Hi everybody, it's Freedom. I'll quickly tell you what's going on with me. I'm getting texts. Anyways, I adopted a cat. I found her freezing in the backyard and I brought her in, and hopefully her tail is going to heal. It looks like it's atrophied at the tip. It's frostbitten. I'm doing some Valentine crafts. Here, I'll show you. I made dolls. Look, they're so cute, right? This one has garnet eyes. And this one has blue beads for eyes, and it has a pearl on the lip. A freshwater pearl. Yeah, these are my 2 dollies that I made so far. Okay. And what else? This one I'm going to keep. This pink one. It's my first one. And I put this little magnifying glass with it, which I love. And it has a long string, yarn, so I can check things. So I need to check something and magnify it. You see. You can magnify her eyes, I'll show you. You can see, it's magnified. Okay. Anyways, I've adopted a cat that was freezing. I named her Billy, which is cat in Punjabi. Named her Billy Isis. Billy Isis Noor. Billy Isis in the Freedom Noor Bunny Love family, basically. Okay, I have this princess mask that I'm going to paint. It's cute. I love it. I have a lion and a pirate as well, from Dollarama, of course. You can see some things that are on my desk right now. My little E.T. bedtime stories. So cute. Right? Yes. I don't know about the resolution on this camera right now. Look at this one. So cute. With a little birthday hat and a birthday cake. I love it. I put them together usually like this. No, this way. See, so it looks like this one's gonna give this one a birthday cake, and this one's reading bedtime stories. It's quite cute, isn't it? Love these things. I have a lot of cute little things. Anyways, what else do I want to show you? I'll show you this box I made for my Valentine's. Let me see the cross. I've made some jewelry. It's a beautiful box. It was a pearl earring. Peach pearls. Freshwater pearls. I used a white freshwater pearl for that dolly's lip. This is doll number 2. This is doll number 1, which I will probably keep because of the fact that she's my very first dolly that I ever made. Yes. And that's number 2. She's probably going to get sold at the flea market Valentine's sale. My friend Alex, she got a table. I met Alex at Tim Hortons one time, right after another time when I got arrested and wrongfully accused by this creeper Dashti Al-Jaf. He's a real creep. He wants to be a dentist and live in Canada. He's Iraqi. He used to be Muslim, now he's atheist. And he wrongfully accused me of assault, and I had to get arrested. And that time, when I got out, I went to meet my buddy Dennis, who's my brother, who I've mentioned before, and I met Alex at the Tim Hortons there. And she's somebody who is actually not afraid to talk about the truth and the government and what corruption exists in our system and the Matrix and etc. And she loves Jesus, and she believes in the Christ covenant, and that the blood covenant of Jesus of Nazareth, the Christ, Son of God, Savior, etc., is valid and should be used in today as a Freedom Clause thing, because it's the time now to do things, to learn how this game is getting played and play it right, you know. So anyway, this is a shell that I painted, a little flower, and I'm going to turn it into a pendant. I'm going to wrap it and turn it into a pendant. It's going to be pretty. I'm going to sell that too. So I showed you my little dollies. I'll show you some more jewelry. Put it in a sand box. Beautiful little girl. She's a teenager. Young, very young still. You know. And we're all babies, really. And she went to Mexico and brought me some sand. I asked her to bring me some. She was such a sweetie. Actually did bring me some. I am so grateful because I love, 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 love sand. And here. So I put my pendants and things, jewelry, oops, things that I made in there. Here's one that I made. Oops. Here, I'll show you how the beads actually move. It's like an abacus in a way. So I painted the shell, painted this seashell. First I gessoed it, then I painted it with acrylic paints. I even added glitter on the edges. Then I mod-podged it. I think I may have sprayed it with a matte finish because that's what I was typically doing before. But now that I'm getting into the wrapping of these shells, I've decided to mod-podge them. And I think it looks pretty cool. I like mod-podge. And so then I took this wire, it's a gold wire, and I wrapped it around. So I started here with this spiral, and I added a garnet into the spiral, and then I had to turn it around and add more Mod Podge here, and then Mod Podge all the way across, and then so I Mod Podged all the way across and then around, and I added a pearl. Okay, so I added a freshwater pearl, so that was a genuine garnet, and this is a genuine freshwater pearl on this end. And then I twisted the wire around. I flipped it around a couple times, and I added 3 more garnets down here, and they actually move like an abacus. Oh gosh, I wish it wasn't so wiggly. The camera, you see. Here, I'll try to show you. You see how they move? Okay. It's wonderful, isn't it? I love creating art. It's so great. The creative process is so what sovereignty is all about. If I ever, can teach you about sovereignty, it's doing what you're designed to do by nature, what God put in you to do. Like me and this stuff, and law even. I'm good at it, naturally. Someone teased me one time, this guy, Naveen Jagasya. He teased me in high school, said, "You're going to be a lawyer?" I don't think so. You look more like a waitress to me. He's friends with my foolish cousin, Sonu, Suraj. People go crazy in the world. Your own family will turn on you and slander you, scuttlebutt all around the planet about you, and you'll have to put up with it. If you want to be free, you're going to have to deal with stuff like that. Possibly. God forbid you have to deal with the kind of crap I deal with in my life, but God's blessings to you all. So, okay. This is another one here. Check it out. I painted this. It's a broken shell, and I twisted the wires with a freshwater pearl and then a dangly pearl here that looks cultured, and it's not a pearl seed, it's a larger pearl. It's kind of pink. And yeah, I took it off of some earrings or bracelet, or I don't know, something I found somewhere. I found it and then I took the pieces apart. So I'm quite content with that. That's pretty cool. I'm going to turn that into a pendant. It doesn't have a hangy thing yet. That'll be pretty. And what else here have I done? Oh yes, I've done this one. This one's cool. Let's see. It's painted inside. And there's a pearl there too. It's wrapped really neat. I'll show you if I can. Ooh. Can't really see the wrapping because the wire's really, really fine. But you can see a spiral at the top there. Oh yeah, got some resolution. It's not so bad. Kind of pinks and purples I used, like lavender and lilac. Okay, so it's got the hangy thing there, and then the spiral goes around the back, and I had to Mod Podge like crazy. Oh, and there you get to look a little bit. You can see, oops, sorry, I'm going off the screen. You can see how I made 3 lines kind of going, swinging downward. It's quite beautiful, if I do say so myself. And that pearl also moves up and down along that wire that it's on. Yeah, there's glitter in there. There's quite a bit of glitter inside of the actual painted shell. You can see in the middle stem. Alright, so that's going to be a cute little Valentine gift if someone wants to buy that for their girlfriend or their sister or their daughter or whoever. Okay. Well, I'll show you the rest of these. So these are little pink shells with crosses inside. I painted in gold. And they're going to be little earrings, dangly earrings. Or I could possibly glue stems on them. That would be awesome. I should do that. I have to find some stems, you know, earring stems. Glue them with some hardcore glue or that Mod Podge stuff. That would work. Here's some pendants I made. This is a little bottle with a little rosebud and a little bit of sand and a red ribbon and a little pearl inside too. In the bottom, freshwater pearl. And that's going to be wrapped up as a pendant. Yeah. I have lots of little treasure bottles here that I made. So here's one. This one is Christmas. It's got crosses. And it's frankincense and myrrh inside. There's frankincense and myrrh and gold glitter inside of here. And this is going to also be, this is already wrapped. This is a pendant. Here's another one. This is with sand and a little fake pearl. But it looks really cute. I gave one to my mom with a little bit of sand and a fake pearl. gold glitter. Oh, I like the wrap job I did on this. You should see if you can. Yeah, it's very mystical looking. They should have these in The Hobbit with little, I don't know what inside. There's magic in there. Anyways, I thought the Hobbit movie was a disappointment, by the way. A friend of mine got me a video that I could watch at home. It was his friend got it off the internet, said that it was the one that they give to the producers, because it had some authorized for, and it was blurred out. Anyway, I watched it, and I thought it was too dark, and I didn't think there was enough emphasis on the things that I really enjoyed in the book, which I just read recently, and I really liked it. Actually, I was reading this book when I got arrested, which was really tough to get arrested. But I was reading this, and I remember thinking, wow, I'm on an adventure like Bilbo Baggins. I didn't even realize when I started reading this book that I was going to manifest this kind of an adventure. And it's a lot of hardship, but you come out stronger and you learn so much. I mean, I had such a good experience, actually, because I read a lot of the law in there that I wouldn't normally have been reading, because I would have been caught up in my life. I wish I studied more law in my regular life, and I would like to go to law school. I'd like to go to Harvard, actually. I'd like to go to one of the best schools around, because I think I'm worth it. And anyways, I studied a lot of law there, and I even put some guards on notice, and I even charged some guards with assault because they actually struck me. And I was there on a false accusation of assault, first of all. And here I'm getting assaulted by guards. I don't think so. I said, you messed with the wrong little Indian this time. So, yeah. Then they ordered me a psychiatric evaluation because they thought that I was crazy to put a guard on notice. But I ain't crazy. I read the book. I read the law books, which they have not been reading. And to them it sounds crazy because they have not been reading it. And they don't know what I'm talking about. But they better educate themselves, because they're not going to win this way. This is stupidity and ignorance, willful ignorance. And that is the broad road to hell, as they say. So, anyway, yeah. When I was there, before I got arrested and taken to jail for 2 weeks for the stupid dash-D charge of assault, wrongful accusation of assault, and my psycho ex-landlady, Lara, who told me her brother is a psychopath, she encouraged dash-D to charge me. So these people are nuts. And instead I'm getting psychiatric evaluations. It's pretty crazy. Welcome to the crazy matrix. This is the world. Anyways, I'm perfectly well within my rights to put a guard on notice if she is not behaving the way she is supposed to behave. Chase? Chase, no. You go to your den and chill out until you can get along with the kitty. Her name's Billy Isis. You know that. Okay. So, until you can get along with the Billy, Chase. Okay? Good boy. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Got sand all over my computer. Uh-oh. Okay, and yeah, I wanted to tell you more about that. That was an interesting experience with jail. You guys definitely have to hear my whole story at another date. It's not right now. I have to go soon. Love you, and I'm glad for whoever's tuning in. Thank you so much. And I do have a story to tell, quite an epic story to tell. If I do say so myself. It's quite epic. I don't know what to say sometimes. I can't actually believe even that I did go to jail for 2 weeks and that I lived to tell about it. It was crazy. I thought I would have died of a heart attack or something. And yeah, a guard struck me, and a couple of guards were very intimidating, and I said, you know, that's against the law. Like, you haven't read your criminal code. You're supposed to be educated on the criminal code. And then whenever I would ask them, be across the board, any guard, if I would ask anybody, any cop, any guard, do you know the criminal code? Do you know you just broke the law? Do you know that you broke this code in the criminal code? This section of a criminal code? Oh yeah? Well, I'll say, do you know the criminal code? They'll say, yeah. And I'll say, well, do you know what section 176 says, or what section 180 says, or 423? No. Or no, they'll say, what does it say? I'll say 336, 337. Do you know what those are? What are they? They'll ask me, what are they? And I'll say, well, why are you asking me? You're the one who's supposed to know the criminal code, because you're an agent for the law. How come you don't know it? And how come you're breaking the law in front of my face and telling me I should be ignorant and I should ignore this? And so I put them on notice, and suddenly I'm getting a psychiatric evaluation. Suddenly psychiatrists, psychologists are coming to talk to me. Yeah, so I have a lot to say about that, and I will be saying it soon. Until then, I wish you much love and happiness, and I will get back to you very soon. Oh, hang on. I have something else to show you. I dressed myself up as a Lori bird. I was going to read some more of Alice in Wonderland if I got some time. We'll see how much time I have. I love this book. And my mom named me Lori. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. L-O-R-I. Lori Dawn. And Dawn for how bright I am. Because I'm bright. And I'm a bright light. And that's why my middle name is Dawn. That's according to my mom, how she named me. But yeah, I read about the Lori bird. I wanted to show you these. I made mermaid soaps. So I just thought maybe I would put on this hot pink bird boa and be a Lori bird, since my mommy named me Lori. My mommy has problems with me sometimes. I don't listen to everything she says, and she gets very angry. There is a mermaid. A green mermaid. There was a couple Muslim girls at the pool the other day where I go, and they said, oh, it's sabun, they were saying to themselves. And I said, yeah, sabun, that's what we say too. Punjabi people say sabun. And even in Hindi. So, here's a red one. Red mermaid with gold. They're really cute. Actually, I've been selling lots of soap. They're perfectly natural. One. Hey, can I call you right back? I'm busy, actually. Can I call you right back? Yeah. Like, how later? Yeah, I'll just call you in like 10 minutes, okay? Oh, okay. Okay, ciao. Okie doke. Now, I wanted to show you my Buddhas. I made some more. There's a purple belly Buddha with loofah and got lots of gold glitter and myrrh. There's myrrh in there. Myrrh is very healing. Myrrh is one of the 3 gifts you may remember in the birth of Christ story that Christ was given. He was given frankincense, myrrh, and gold. Here, oops, dropped the lid to my tin. Here's a Buddha that's pink and gold. He's cute. Buddha is, oh, here, I'll show you. This cute tin my mommy gave me. Isn't that cool? It's actually Hudson's Bay Company cookie tin for shortbread cookie. I like these old tins. They're good for my soaps, you see. This one's holding all of these soaps. Ooh. Alright. I dropped one heart. Here, look. Isn't that cute? I love my little heart soaps. Anyway, what else can I talk about? I have a couple more minutes. I want to take some time to talk about something else. Oh yes, so I had been praying for a vacation, and I had been praying for God to bless the inmates. And so, you know how they say, inshallah, God willing. So I thought, well, inshallah, I will get a vacation. Yeah, well, see, the thing is, you have to be very careful what you wish for, especially if you're a blessing giver, and then you say, oh, God should bless the inmates. Well, God might send you there to bless the inmates. So, I think that's what happened. And it was quite an ordeal. I can't say that it was the funnest time of my life. In fact, it was hell. It's your worst nightmare. Okay, when people asked me what it was like, I said, it was basically, it's your worst nightmare come to reality. The closest thing to your worst nightmare. Like if you watch horror movies, for example, you might be dealing in the horror movies, you're dealing with demons, you're dealing with evil people, you're dealing with abductors, you're dealing with people abducting you, psychopaths who want to abduct you and then torture you and scare you and terrorize you and make you feel afraid for your life. And that's what happened to me and where I was for 2 weeks. But I did pray for God to bless the inmates, and I am a blessing giver, and I did want a 2-week vacation from my life. So that was my vacation. I'd like a real vacation, like where I could lay on a beach or something. But that'll happen later. You know, God was trying to teach me that my work here is not done, and I should not be necessarily, you know, putting my feet up and saying, oh, I'm ready to retire. So I have quite a bit of work to do yet. And like I said, I do want to go to Harvard Law. Okay, so I've said that, and I've put that up there, and I hope that that can happen, because I'm worth it. And I will tell you more about what's going on in my life. My Uncle Harry's dream was for me to go to Harvard. He said, if you go into law, Lori, you should go into law school. I mean, if you go to law school, you should go to Harvard Law. You should go to the best. And be the best at whatever you do, he said. Be the best. He said, even if you want to be a bank robber, be the best bank robber. And if you want to be a chef, be the best chef. Whatever you want to be, you know. So, yeah. And then my Uncle Ravi, who was somewhat of a psychic palm reader, he told me that I could be the best lawyer. He told me that. He looked at my palms and he said, you know what, you would make a really good lawyer. He said, you would probably be like the best criminal lawyer in Canada. Those were his exact words. And I don't know where he's coming from and where he's getting this, but I really appreciated that, and I do more so now. Actually, I did not appreciate it at that time. I appreciated it only in an egoic way of like, oh yeah, well, sure, I'm smart, yeah, I would be the best lawyer, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it. But then what I realize now is that I've been called, like I was called to my Christian ministry. to the marijuana charge. Now, I'm being called to go to law school in general because I can do a lot of great work if I do this. And so, if there is, yeah, any faith out there in real, true justice, you know, I was seeing a lot of black crows before I was going to court that time. And I had read prior to that that black crows signified a sacred justice. And sacred justice was exactly what I was looking for. And so when I saw them, I kept seeing them, and they kept calling to me, and I knew that this was my path. So anyway, I'm going to let you go, and I love you, and I am alive and well, and I hope you're alive and well, and I hope we continue to live well. Love you.